Are you a traveling or a motorcycle fanatic? Have you ever wondered what it would take to cross the entire Americas via the Pan American Highway? Isn't there an area that has no road so you can't cross by land? If you said yes, then you are correct. It is called the Darien Gap and it separates Panama with Colombia. Today, I take you on a step-by-step journey on how I crossed the Darien Gap, and I tell you which company I chose to cross over this undrivable area. Enjoy. If you're flying to Bogota, you have many different options.
If some number is wrong, you have a problem.
So I'm actually at the airport, about to take my flight.
You have to have everything.
Super important to check. What I would suggest for people that are trying to do this process a bit more efficiently, I'm here at the Banco de Bogota, would be to send it from Monday to Wednesday, where you pay in cash to have the 3 months insurance given to you. I've spent the past year and a half driving my motorcycle through Latin America, living in each country for a minimum of 6 weeks. This has been one of the most difficult projects I've ever embarked upon, and I really hope you enjoy all this content coming at you now. Welcome back to Generic Expats. Today we have a special treat for you. It is the 4th of March and we find ourselves in the beautiful Panama City, capital city of Panama, furthest country to the south of the Central American region of the world. Today our special guest is a person that lives here and that has a service that he's going to talk about. What is your name and where are you from?
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Teófilo Guerra. I'm from Panama City.
I understand that you have services here in Panama City for travelers, is that right?
Yeah, we have service for bikers from Panama to Colombia and other countries.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about your services. Do you have 3 services?
Yes, we have a warehouse in Panama, Tocumen Airport International, and we have a place for camping for the bikes in San Carlos.
And then the last service is sending the bike to Colombia and around the world.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your company. You said the name is Ecargo Logistics?
Ecargo Logistics, that's correct.
How long have you had this company for, Teofilo?
Ecargo, 5 years.
And you've been working in logistics for more?
18 years.
So 18 years in logistics, doing many different things of transportation, right? Different types of transportation, whereas specifically with motorcycles, 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And let's talk about each service a little bit. Let's talk about camping first.
Camping in San Carlos.
San Carlos, for people that don't know, where is San Carlos in Panama?
Between Santiago, Panama City.
Okay, between Santiago and Panama City.
Yep.
And do you have the prices that you offer for this service on social media?
Yeah, the people can write me to my Instagram.
The Instagram account is
Ecargo Logistics Camping.
Okay, great. So you can find all the information for camping there if you're planning on going through Panama and stopping at his camping area. What services do you have in your property?
People can go to the beach.
Go to the beach.
And people can use the pool.
Use the pool and shower as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Freshen up after driving all day through the super hot Panamanian tropics.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So that's your service for camping. So here in San Carlos, this is the entrance going up to his property where you can camp and take your break on your way over to Panama City. Let's head over. ¿Cómo va, amigo? Here we are, we made it. Here we are entering Teofilo's space where you can camp and freshen up as you're journeying onward toward Panama City, or if you're going towards the north, going towards Boquete area and towards Costa Rica. Here is the entrance here. You're going to be going in through this. This is a door that opens. And we have Mr. Brian.
Hola.
Mr. Brian, hola.
Hola.
So let's go ahead and check out the property that Mr. Teofilo has here available. Let's first walk by the pool that you can jump in. Quite a big pool. Looks like you can have a lot of sun contact. You could probably jump in this pool for most of the day, I would say, as it's not actually covered, so you can really sunbathe and jump in for quite a long part of the day. Here is the house that I believe is not available for rent. And let's check out the property. So back here we have some trees, maybe palm trees or banana trees, I'm not sure. But as you can see, the space here is vast. Looks like someone already made a bonfire right there. Bonfire to have some food. Yeah, this is a massive space. If anyone that's wanting to come here, they have a lot of places to choose from within this property. And he said you can fit up to probably 100 different people camping on this property. As you can tell, that's no joke and that's no lie. Here he has a little room constructed, and I believe they are constructing a bathroom and kitchen on the property as well. Let's go ahead and walk through. Oh man, there is a lot of space here. So if you're driving your motorcycle across Panama and you want a place to chill on the way, either going west or going east on the main highway, the main road, you can go as far as up to here on his property and then back down. Look at these beautiful flowers from this tree. So I met Teofilo yesterday. He seemed like a really cool guy, a hard worker. I really liked his vibes, his entrepreneurial spirit. And yeah, so this is his property. Definitely come by here if you want a cool kind of off the radar type of place to camp. That's gonna be here. It's a good option for you. Here we have even our own little mini soccer field. Both nets set up, ready to kick. If you're thinking about passing through Panama, this is the place to do it if you're doing your motorcycle trip like I did and many others are doing now. Awesome, so that's your service for camping. Let's talk about your service for the bodega, the warehouse.
Okay, we have a warehouse. It's a big warehouse the airport in Tocumen International. So the biker can stay the bike here in my warehouse 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, anytime.
Okay, so leaving the bike for more than 1 month or 6 months is no problem. You can leave for as long as they want.
Yeah.
And what is the price you offer per month?
Okay, the price for month $300. But if you send the bike with me, we can make a discount.
So if you use two services, if you use the bodega or the warehouse and also send the bike to Colombia or somewhere,
Colombia, to Europe or to United States,
then you give a discount.
Yep.
Okay, that's really cool. This is something that is very important for all of you motorcyclists or travelers that are thinking about leaving while you're doing this trip through Latin America, because it happened to me in El Salvador. I was lucky. I left my bike and didn't have any issues, but other countries, they give you problems. And one big example is my good friend that I interviewed in El Salvador. She almost lost her car in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is not a place to leave your bike or your motorcycle or your vehicle with your tip, with your permit, valid or invalid, or whatever process they ask you to do, they probably won't give you an easy time, and they try to steal her car. And then you mentioned in Colombia, you can also not leave with your vehicle in the country, correct?
Yep.
So these are things that you definitely need to consider if you want to leave the country without your vehicle. This is a legal and verified way through Teofilo's company. Great. And the bodega is right next to the airport, and this is where you send the bikes for your third service, right?
Yep.
Here is the bodega, or the warehouse, where you can keep your stuff. And here are the pallets to bring your bike across. And these are the bikes here in storage. Now you can keep your bike here in storage with Teofilo. He will keep them for as long as you want, paying a monthly fee. And as you can see, there are many people that are keeping their bikes here at the moment. So here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There are 16 bikes here currently, and you can leave it here for a day, a couple weeks, months. If you want to stop your trip, go back home, work for a year, you can pay Teofilo for a year monthly payment in order to keep your bike here, and then you fly back and you start your trip from here. The third service is sending motorcycles internationally, but the majority of the bikes go to Colombia, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where do they go in Colombia?
To Bogota.
To the capital of Bogota.
To Bogota.
So let's talk a little bit about the services for sending a bike abroad from Panama City, as that's your main service for your company, right?
Yeah.
Now, the process of sending the bike, what you told me, is quite fast, right? How much
Yep.
time does it take to do the documentation?
The time here is 10 minutes.
So that's very fast. I was
10
expecting it to be a couple days or a couple weeks, because I heard that the police need to check the paperwork and all that stuff, but you take care of the paperwork and it takes 10 minutes. So that's a great load off of all of our shoulders as us motorcycle adventurers. And when you send the bike, for example, on Monday to Bogota from Panama, what day will it arrive to Bogota?
You can pick up the bike next day.
So every day besides weekends, you can pick up the bike the following day, right? So Monday, the bike leaves Panama City, it arrives Tuesday. Tuesday, it leaves Panama, arrives to Bogota Wednesday. Wednesday leaves Panama to Thursday, Bogota.
Yep.
And then Thursday to Friday, Bogota, but maybe Saturday or Sunday.
Yep, that's correct.
Right, because I'm actually in the process of sending my bike. And I talked to the person that's in charge in Bogota, Veronica, right?
Yeah,
Veronica. And she mentioned, well, it might get there on Friday, but maybe Saturday or Sunday. So I might have to wait till Monday. So if you're sending your motorcycle on Thursday or Friday, well, definitely Friday, you will have to wait until Monday. Maybe on Thursday, you can pick it up Friday if you're lucky. So that is the typical amount of time you have to spend doing documentation and waiting for the bike in Colombia. When you drive over here, you're going to be seeing this area right next to Copadasa, and the airport's over there. So here is going to be the facility you need to drive your bike to. As you can see, Ecargo storage is there. And Ecargo Logistics right here. You'll be driving your bike up here. We made it to the cargo station, Ecargo Logistics. The bike is here strapped down, nice and firm with this here on the tire. So here we get a bottle of water from your name is Kevin?
Kevin, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Kevin gives you a bottle of water, and we need to check over the information that is printed off from the copies you sent in of all the documents needed. So what are the documents needed? Let's go over those first. The first document I sent in was my passport and driver's license, right? That's necessary, as well as the title, registro en español, ¿no? The title, you send a copy of that. And then you have, of course, to have your import permit here. And I brought in the original, but this is the copy. And what you need to do now is Mr. Kevin will ask you, okay, did we put in all the information for your transfer to Colombia or from Colombia to Panama properly? So you need to look over all the documents, right? So one very important thing is that these numbers match, because if you get to the other country and they don't match, they won't let you bring in the bike. It will be stuck. That's happened to people.
Yeah, sometimes because you have to check if everything is okay. Because when you have to cross the border, they check if everything is okay. The passport, if some number is wrong, then you have a problem there. So you have to have everything.
Super important to check. So yeah, I already checked this out. This is my passport. This is my the VIN, the vehicle identification number. Super important things. If they do not match up, you're gonna have a problem. So we already checked this over. That is basically the first step, and the next step is going to go to the aduanas, right?
Yeah, you have to go to customs, and customs you have to leave all documents. They have to give you another import document that is get out of the bag. So that's the process, and then we came here to do the payment, and then to put the bag on the pallet to leave on the airport.
So remember to bring your passport so you can bring that to aduanas. I didn't bring my passport because I didn't know I needed it, and I'm flying tomorrow in a different airport. So that's important to do that. Hopefully I have no issues.
Yeah.
But
You have to bring all your original papers because we have to take some copies of those. So always bring your original copies.
bring the original copies. I brought mine. I already sent in the copies, but yeah, that's something important for you to keep in mind. Let's talk about the price of sending your bike from Panama City to Bogota. What is the standard price? You have one price for motorcycles, right?
Yeah, the price for the air freight for Panama to Colombia is $1,100 for bike.
And that's for any sized bike, right?
Yeah, no problem with the size.
And the bike, if it has a trailer behind you, charge more?
Yep.
Right, so you have to add a bit more if you have a trailer. I haven't even seen any of these since I started my trip, but evidently you mentioned that people do that. So that's something to take into consideration as well. Besides sending your bike from Panama City to Colombia and Bogota, can you send your bike anywhere around the world?
Yeah.
Where do you typically send your bike, for example, to the US or Europe?
US and France and Germany and Spain or Amsterdam.
Okay, and you have to basically arrange the price with each person when they come to you?
Yeah.
Because you have different prices for each country?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So the standard price for sending your bike Panama City to Bogota is $1,100.
Yeah.
And then different prices from Panama City over to Europe or the US or wherever you're going, right?
Yeah.
In general, the price for this service, sending a bike from either Panama City to Bogota or vice versa, is $1,200. There are random specials. At the moment, there is a special for $950 to send your bike to or from Panama and Bogota. There are discounts that are more or less than this occasionally, but the standard price is $1,200 for any motorcycle. So one part of the process is bringing your passport to the aduanas. You need to have a stamp on your passport where the motorcycle is shown that you entered in on your own vehicle, and then you can come over here to basically release that signal that you came in with the vehicle, because it's illegal to leave without it. So here is the aduanas. Autoridad Nacional de Aduanas. And here's Teofilo. Tons of stickers here. We're doing the process together. Make sure to bring your passport. We have to sign here. Aquí.
Yep.
Sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those. Okay.
For you.
And then this is my copy.
For you.
My original copy here. Here we have the two copies, and evidently this is the signed proof. So the final part of this process is to put your bike onto these wooden pallets. Most of the times you probably won't be here for this process, as this is something that will happen after you turn in the bike, and you probably just leave and go to your hotel or go to your flight directly after this. We're right here, right next to the Tocumen airport. So if you have a flight from Tocumen, you go over to the airport. However, after you leave your bike, for example, my bike is right here, they're going to put it on top of these pallets. And then after the pallets, it's going to be wrapped in plastic. Here you see, he's going to grab a pallet. Got some good forklift skills right here. These are the forklift, the Nissan forklift. We have the pallet here. Now we're gonna put the bike onto the wooden pallet here. The one thing I wasn't sure about is if I needed to leave my keys here to let them like use it for whatever reason to put it on the pallet, for example, and that's not necessary. It's just leaving the bike in neutral and then letting them do their process, right? So this is the first part of making sure it's properly tied down to the pallet. She is tightened in. 4 straps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. One thing I didn't mention is after you finish paying, you give them the money, you get a sweet tea, a fresh tea from the company Ecargo Logistics. I am wearing my nice black shirt in the super hot Panamanian sun. Next step is to wrap it in plastic. They're putting on the plastic now so that we can put on the dangerous material being transported. So what happens here is you're supposed to arrive to this facility with half a tank of gas. Anything more, and you're actually not allowed to send your bike across. So remember to not come here with a full tank of gas. That is a hazard. That is a health risk, and you might have your bike not sent over because of that reason. Here we have some plastic going on to my sleeping bags and to my helmet. And they're gonna wrap it around things that are loosely put onto your bike. This keeps everything together, and now we can put the hazard stickers onto the bike so that it can actually be sent. Without these hazard stickers, it won't be allowed. Kevin is putting on the warning stickers necessary to send the bike over. What is this for?
That's important because all you know that this is up.
Yeah.
But you have to put it. This is stickers to sanitization. Okay. So that's for that. This is for specification. You have to put it. That is overpack, and this is specification from the class or the division of the goods, or in this case the bike. So this is some of the first stickers that we have to put on the bike.
Gotcha. Yep, 3 stickers here. It looks like a piano keys, this one right here. Yeah. Permission to play piano, right?
That looks like that.
Looks like piano keys. And then we have overpack. And then you also need to put on some like hazard or danger stickers as well.
Yeah, we
a few more.
Yeah, the another sticker that we put comes from the shipper and the consignee. That's your name and your passport, because when you leave your bike there, you have to know from who it is or for where it's going to. So
Okay,
we put the name, your name, the direction, the passport, and then that's all, and a label that gave us the airplane.
So the hazard goes on here as well as the sticker showing who you are and giving you the identification, right? So this bike belongs to me. Here's the sticker. It shows me my bike is here, and then hazard for the flight. Okay. Anything else? Is that it?
Now we have to wait the bike. and then we are ready to leave the bike on the airline.
Now he's going to be weighing the bike. This is the final step before sending the bike into the cargo plane. Teofilo, how many bikes typically go in one cargo plane at a time?
15, 20 motos.
So there's about 15 to 20 motorcycles that can fit in each cargo shipment, and there's probably one per day from Monday to Friday. This is a heavy bike, so he's doing a good job with the Princesa. Son kilos, no? 305 kilos is the final weight of my bike with luggage. So what this means is every time I get on my bike, I'm about 60 or 70 kilos or 80, I'm not sure kilos very much, but this is a 30 kilo set, and then me on top with my bags and my stuff to work, we're definitely at 400 kilos in total every time I'm on the bike going from place to place. That is crazy. So yeah, it's interesting to see that exact weight here. Now they're taking the dimensions, so the length and height. What dimensions do we got in this cabin?
Okay, we have 230 centimeters for large. For height, we have 135, and for the length is 93 centimeters more or less. Now we have all the information for the documentation that we do on the first time that I show you.
They pick it up with a forklift and put it into the
We put the bag here, then we take it and we put it on the airline.
directly onto the airline.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the process here in Panama City. Now we need to check into the flight, head on over to Bogota, and see how it is over there. Let's go ahead, head over to the airport. You can go to the nearest airport is Tocumen. I'm going to be flying from BLB, which is a different airport on the Panama West province, which is on the other side of the canal. So you have those two options. We also have Teofilo, the good man. He gives you a ride to the airport if you have a flight right after bringing your bike in, right?
Okay, go.
Great. After you drop your bike off at Ecargo Logistics, you're going to need to buy a flight to go over to Colombia. Now, the bike's being sent to Bogota if you are in Panama, and if you're in Colombia going to Panama, it's going to Panama City, of course. So if you're flying to Bogota, you have many different options. I'm actually at the airport, about to take my flight on Wingo. Wingo is the low-cost budget airline, whereas there are many flights going out of the bigger international airport, which is the Tocumen. What a lot of people do is they drop off their bike at the Ecargo Logistics and they go directly to the airport and take their flight on the spot. So that's probably the best option for you. However, what I did is I just stayed an extra day and I went to the airport nearest where I was staying at my place here. Flying into Colombia sometimes does require an exit flight. So it's actually quite a good idea to buy a flight. What you can do is you can buy a flight from BestOnwardTicket.com. I fully recommend using BestOnwardTicket.com. I have used it every single time that I've flown into Colombia and it has worked like a charm. If you plan to be going to Bogota from Panama City or vice versa on a budget carrier such as Wingo, where I'm going, plan to spend around $70 minimum. I believe that's the lowest price, and up from there. I'm not sure what the other companies are charging, but that seems to be the minimum rate for the low-cost budget airlines. And if you're going to be buying the Best Onward ticket or buying an extra flight to have that in order to pass through the front gate, that's going to be about $12 for the Best Onward ticket. Okay, so I was actually asked for the exit ticket leaving Colombia before even getting on the flight. If you don't have it, you won't be allowed on here onto the Wingo flight. Got the Jan Sport, rocking it. Time to freeze these nuts. So after arriving to the airport, you're going to need to do the immigration at the airport. First time doing that, I'm sure you're really accustomed to doing it at the land borders. This time, since you sent the motorcycle in an airplane, you have to check and do the immigration here. I just did my immigration in Bogota. I was given 90 days, And for an American citizen, it's 90 days that you can extend again for 90 days if you want to stay here long term. Obviously, it's different for every nationality, but that's going to be necessary because you're going to need to take a picture of the stamp of that visa and your passport to send it to get your motorcycle permit here in Bogota. Welcome to the airport zone of Bogota. The first step in your process of getting the bike out, once it actually has been received to the airport and to the aduanas, is to talk to Veronica and the Bogota side of Ecargo Logistics. They're going to tell you where to meet up. And in my case, I'm meeting up at a Dunkin' Donuts right over there. One thing to keep in mind is in order for this to be a smooth process and not have to worry about finding your bike in a different warehouse later, you need to pick up your motorcycle within 24 hours. That is the standard processing time without having to go to a warehouse and do the continued process there, which could be a lot more difficult considering that there are probably many different warehouses. I'm not sure exactly what the stats are, but that is the suggested thing to do here. Go and take care of the process within the first 24-hour period. Here is Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm going to be meeting a guy from the Bogota side of Ecargo Logistics to do the process. From what I understand, it takes about 2 to 6 hours to get the DIAN paper, which you will need for the insurance after this. So as opposed to crossing the countries by land borders, when you send the bike over, you need to get this piece of paper in order to get the insurance. Now, the insurance is mandatory, and we'll be doing that later on after we finish this DIAN or DIAN process. So here we have Mr. Libardo. Mr. Libardo.
Sí, bienvenido a Colombia.
Tócalo.
Chocolate.
¿A dónde vamos ahora?
Bueno, vamos a recibir los documentos para... Nos registramos en la DIAN y comenzamos el proceso.
Listo.
La demora es de la DIAN, ¿listo?
Me dicen que son como de 2 a 6 horas
Sí,
normalmente.
Pero vamos, nos vemos con suerte, ¿vale?
Va, muy bien. ¿Y dónde queda la oficina?
Tercer piso del edificio.
Aquí está.
Sí.
The third level of this building here. We're going to go up, and it's going to take about 2 hours minimum. So we'll see how it goes with Libardo. You'll come into this entrance part of the building, and you'll be going in, registering your passport, and going in as a visitor with your person assigned to you. New information given here by Libardo is that there are priorities given to medicine and aircraft parts that are needed for the flights. Therefore, if you send your bike from Thursday until Sunday and you come here on Monday morning, it is very unlikely that you'll be able to be attended by the staff here. So it's probably going to be something that happens in the afternoon. But keep in mind, you'll have to do this process within 24 hours of the bike being received here on a business day or an operating day, which is Monday to Friday. If you are unlucky enough, just like me, to have to spend pretty much the entire day at this customs office, there's a place to eat here called Suchesa. This entire dish here, soup, bandeja, or the plate, the dessert and drink was less than 15,000 pesos, which is just under $4. Yeah, soup here. And the classic rice, lentils, I think sweet banana, beef, salad, dessert, and some kind of juice. I'm not sure what it is, maybe tamarind juice. So like dessert with strawberry something in it. This is beef with salsa. Here I am waiting in front of the building where we're going to be doing the documentation and the processing of the forms that we're doing now. It is currently just before 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We decided to take a lunch break. Libardo informed me that generally in the morning on Mondays, it's almost impossible to get the bike out because it's the lowest on the list of priorities that are dealt with on the Monday morning staff. Now, at 2 o'clock, he said, many more staff come in, so hopefully we'll get this stuff done quickly. And a little bit more information about the alliance between Panama and Colombia. Now we have the Panama side, Ecargo Logistics, and then on the Colombia side we have Cargo Riders. Now Libardo is a man that is taking care of my case, and he is one of a team of probably around 10 at the moment, he said, around 10 that are working for this side. These two companies are different entities, but are an alliance to work together to provide the efficiency and the services we need to send our vehicles to and from Colombia and Panama. Here is the building itself, and we have been on the second floor since about 11:45. So here we have Mr. Javier. He's rocking the case today, and we're going to be looking at the different documents that they are checking over. So this is the first document they're looking at. They're making sure all the information is the same as what we send in and what's on their system. Passport, visa, title. Ahí está. El capitán. And then the motorcycle pictures they took of the license plate, and then the VIN, the vehicle identification number. And that's it, right? And then after verifying all this information, we're going to be signing the document and then going to get the bike and taking it out of the warehouse if we do it before 4 or 5 p.m. We arrived here to the Fleet 25 with Manuel. He's going to be checking over the documents in the online database and the documents we sent in, and we're going to sign the papers and then go pick up the motorcycle that's in the bodega, the warehouse, and lower it to the ground. So this is the next step in the process. After checking all the info. Okay. Yes, aquí soy yo. Eric Benjamin. Eric. Yeah, it's last step before getting the bike down from the platform. Gracias, Manuel.
Bueno, con gusto.
Un gusto.
Bienvenido.
Let's go to the warehouse, pick up La Princesa. It's 4 in the afternoon. We have now spent 4 hours, 20 minutes in total. I mean, about an hour and a half of it was just waiting for the shift, the 2 p.m. shift to start so that the new employees would come in and and more employees. Departamentos de Impuestos y Aduanas Nacional. We just finished up over there, and we're going to DHL, right? To DHL, which is there. Vamos ahí, no? Okay, we're gonna get some copies and then head over to the office where the Princesa is stored and try and get her out today, because usually they only work until right before 5 p.m. It's 4 p.m. We're kind of in a rush to get it done today. We'll see what happens. We are now entering into the office, the DHL office. Here we have Libardo leading the way. It's 4 p.m. Like I said, I think they only work until about 5. DHL.
Buenas tardes.
Muchachos, ¿cómo están?
Muchachos. Muchas gracias.
Here we got a guy taking care of our case. Let's see how much time we have to spend in here before we're actually able to lower the bike, bringing it down to the floor. Next is signing the release, which is going to be allowing you to take out the bike from the warehouse now. This is from the DHL. We signed before what was the DIAN, which is the customs and taxes. This is the service that sends the bike over here, and we sign aquí nomás. ¿Dónde? Acá. Aquí, teléfono. Ready. Here's the entrance to the DHL warehouse. Mr. Libardo, getting things ready. Remember not to bring your pistol. No pistol within. I guess we have to go wait for Libardo in the gate 59. 67. Guess we weren't allowed to go in yet. One is open. I guess we just wait. Here. What DHL does is they take the bike and they put the pallets as close as possible to the floor. And what they're going to do is they're going to bring out another pitchfork vehicle and they'll lift it up, go back, and lower it here. So they have two pitchfork processes. The pitchfork process on the level above the ground, and then the ground level bringing it down. We'll see how this last process is, and then we'll just, I guess, take off all the straps, plastic, and be on our way. It's 4:40, almost at the last step. It's been a pretty long 5 hours. I arrived at about 11:40. We started doing the process then, but couldn't really get things rolling until around 2. So it's been about 5 hours in total so far. Still don't have it down on the floor yet, but it's coming soon. And now, what I would suggest for people that are trying to do this process a bit more efficiently would be to send it from Monday to Wednesday. Monday to Wednesday will have you the overnight shipping, and if you plan the flight correctly in the morning, instead of going to your accommodation like what I did, I spent weekend here actually waiting, which I think a lot of people actually end up doing, because if you send the bike on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, that's going to be your process. You won't be able to come until Monday, and Monday morning is when they give priority to the medicine and the plane parts. Monday morning was a wash. So yeah, if you want to have it sent on Monday to Wednesday, that's going to be your best option. La princesa, sí, 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 sí. Sí, parabrisas. Gracias. I made it. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you exactly what you do online in order to get the insurance directly from the government-sponsored email. I went to the actual office and they said, no, do it online. And made it to the Seguros del Estado right here, which is where you can get the insurance for Colombia. Of course, that was a shock to me. So now you all know that as of 2024, they are doing the insurance process online, and this is the website right here, or this is the email, I should say. SOAT, S-O-A-T, reemplazos, R-E-E-M-P-L-A-Z-O-S, at Seguros del Estado, which means the state-sponsored insurance.com. So I wrote here in the title, Seguro para moto extranjera en Colombia, right? So insurance for a foreign motorcycle or a motorcycle from abroad in Colombia. So here I'm just going to write, aquí tengo los documentos para mi seguro. And here I have my documents for the insurance. So you're going to need the following documents. I'm going to show you right now. The first one will be the acta de hechos, which this is basically your import permit. Yeah, this tells you tells them how long you can stay in the country and how much you will be given for your insurance. So how much time? I'm given 90 days, so this will be attached first. And then the second thing, passport and driver's license. I just took a picture with my phone. Here is the visa that I got from the government from Colombia when I entered on the 15th, a couple days ago. And that's for 90 days. And then I have the title from Minnesota for my bike. So you're going to need to attach all of those documents in the email and just send it out. There they are, all 4. Boom, 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 boom. I had to reduce the size of some of the pictures because they were too big for my phone. But yeah, here are all the 4 documents. Here is the state insurance email. and a pretty easy, simple message. And from what I understand, it takes about 2 days, maybe one if they're fast, to get this. So if you're not in a rush, this could be one of the ways that you can get it for a little bit cheaper. You do have to go pay the bill at the bank and print off the insurance sheet. So I'm still in the process of getting my insurance for Colombia. I'm here at the Banco de Bogota, where you pay in cash to have the 3 months insurance given to you, or I guess paid for. I still don't have the confirmation that I have the insurance, but I applied for the things online. Right here, I paid $210,000, which is just over $50, like $52 or $53, and this should be the last step, I believe. So I'm going to be getting an email, hopefully just print out one last document, which will be my insurance. Now, I've been probably doing this for the past hour and a half, so it's kind of been a bit more of a hassle than I was expecting or wanting. I think if you wanted to do it through a service to save the time, this might be a better option. I've spent the past hour and a half, and last night another hour trying to fill out the documents online to send by email. You can't pay for it with a foreign card. And when I tried to pay for it with a local card, it was also denied. It makes no sense. And now I had to come to the office again, have the new request sent, which I waited 40 minutes for that, and then I had to print this in paper, walked across the city to print out one piece of paper, walk into the bank, wait another 10-15 minutes. So yeah, it might be better just to pay the services if it's not that much more. I believe you can save money also if you ask them to give you less time than 3 months. This particular insurance is for minimum 3 months. I'm really happy that I was able to connect with Teofilo, because the other options I see are sending it by ship, by cargo container ship, and those are really slow, right?
Yeah.
Those usually take a couple weeks. Is that right? 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Yeah.
So we're talking overnight shipping with a motorcycle, and that price is really good to 1,100. I think it's about the same price to send it in the cargo ship, right?
Yeah.
So what are you waiting for, guys? If you want to send your bike over to Colombia from Panama City, you got to hit up Teofilo at his company, Ecargo Logistics. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Teofilo. Awesome. Well, that is the entire process of sending your bike from Panama City specifically to Bogota. I have showed you all of the steps that you need to take. Of course, the longer part of the process is here in Bogota. And of course, you can do it vice versa, Bogota to Panama, going through first Cargo Riders and then Ecargo Logistics at the end in the Panama side. All right, guys, if you're getting some value and some information, some knowledge, some entertainment from all the videos and stuff that I'm showing you, please hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and thanks for watching. Hasta la próxima.